Week 6, production phase 1. Yeah. Grr. This week has probably been my most tangibly productive week so far. With all my documentation and tracking tools up to date, it was smooth sailing. Did I stick to the plan rigidly? No. Should I have? Maybe. But did it go well? Yeah. So, just looking at the Gantt and hack and plan, we're pretty much on track. With a couple things missing, such as the door interaction, key cards, and a death sequence. But in the grand scale of things, and for the sake of progressing forward, this is by no means a problem. With the chances of the environment changing due to the scope of building dense city streets being pretty high, I'm likely to be cutting the whole locked door system. I've been thinking about how I can replace it, and the current contender is with barriers similar to the walls of light in Dishonored, where you have to destroy a console to get past, but we'll see. Progress on the prototype wise, it's looking real good. With work that's set to be done in phase 2 getting done now, because it lands in a better order. UI wise, we have a working UI manager, game manager, and scene manager that control the main menu, loading screen, and the transitions between scenes. The HUD is to come next week, but it's nothing too heavy. We have an enemy AI from a package I'm using with combat behavior, patrolling, and GFX all set up. The player controller is pretty neat too, with cover mechanics, weapon interaction, health, and damage all working, and movements finished up too. On top of this, there's a prototype exploding barrel. Classic. That kills the player or nearby enemies when shot. No VFX yet, but that's to come later. The logo, it's looking pretty snazzy if I say so myself. With a UI sprite overhaul to come when I'm polishing all the UI screens, because I want to be replacing these Unity primitive assets with something a bit fancier. And I don't think I've missed anything somehow. Whistle stop tour, that one. We've got, a lot of the models in place for the weapons and the characters. There's some good grey boxing going on. It's not indicative of what the environment's going to look like, but it's certainly a good start, and it's a good way for me to test what's going on. But even though it was brief, I like to keep these concise. Just as a summary, I'm on track. Next week, I'm finishing up the prototype build, so it'll be ready for testing externally. And from there, I'll be starting my second phase of production, which is more content on top of the basics that are needed for the game to play, which is pretty exciting. And that's all. So I'll see you next week. Ciao.